you go on YouTube and there are just so many videos. Like, you think about most of the worship songs, most of the songs you hear in like a big church, you're going like, there's so much going on, right? There's a track, there's synth, there's drums, there's guitar there, and it's cool, it's loud, it's big. And I think like I grew up in, and like we have spent a lot of time in small churches, like volunteer teams, or like when we started leading worship together, we're just in a living room with our friends and we don't have any of those tools. We just have
plugged in. We have no lyrics.
We don't have a projector. We have nothing.
This is a living room.
So we're like, we have our guitars.
Totally.
We don't even have a piano. That's it. That's all we got.
Totally.
Or we got maybe like a guy who's like got a drum of some kind. I don't know.
Totally.
But like, let's just jump in with what we like, using what you have. But what we found in those rooms was like that we had such genuine connection with God and each other just through writing these simple songs that were kind of easy to sing, easy to learn, easy to play.
Right.
We could never really have a rehearsal.
Right.
And so then we would just sort of be like,
it's gotta be simple enough that
these
we
are the
can all...
chords, like calling them out, like right before the thing.
Totally.
So the simplicity allowed for this like, and it also allowed for spontaneity too.
Yep.
And just like kind of allows for like, oh, we're gonna call an audible and go into this thing. And when you have there's nothing wrong or even bad or about that at all, but it also limits you. Like having that much going on, it's like you got to stick to the plan and stick to the click and stick to the whatever it is. Yep. So the simplicity in worship, I think, allows a really beautiful freedom to emerge. That's one thing we found.
There are some awesome worship bands out there who got super famous and they wear cool clothes and have cool hair. But it's just like, we would encourage you guys who are listening to think about the heart. And there's nothing wrong with that stuff, but it could so quickly challenge you, pull against the spirit of worship, which is the entire point. And so we do, I feel like because of our history with Mission House, which started in a house with very few people and no gear and for no other reason than just to gather with our friends and eat dinner and have a time of worship. So simplicity has been not something we necessarily set out for, but a lesson we learned through kind of the history of leading worship.
Well, we loved leading at Animate this year. That was so fun. And, we get to do lots of things. I think the coolest part of our job is we get to travel around and meet people. And
we play in like a very diverse selection of places. So
yeah.
How people might express in worship is very different. So last night was really fun for us.
It was really fun. So last night we're at Animate and, with middle schoolers and high schoolers and their leaders. And we walked in and we could tell like, oh, this is going to be fun because the energy in the room and the life in the room. And, sometimes on a Sunday morning, depending on what kind of maybe church that you're in, like I am at a church where people just stand really still and they're lovely but they're very still. So it's like, hello, are you awake in there? And so what a joy to be like with young people. I still think of myself as young. And so like, I think that there is this invitation that God offers to us to come like children to him. And so to worship with youth and young people and people who are closer to that, it's like it was for me and for us, I think, to walk through that doorway, to say like, come to me like a child and jump around. And someone had Kermit the Frog there and then someone was like calling me Taylor Swift and high-fiving me.
And at one point they're all like...
People were doing dance moves to a song we've never ever seen anyone do dance moves to. And I thought it brought this like, one thing I always feel about in this worship kind of thing is you don't actually have to be so serious all the time. Like, I thought, to be like a worship leader, I have to just be like, I gotta be grown up and serious and like only talk. And then it's like, man, no, joy is so a part of who God is and how he's made us to be. So it was really fun to have that play and like that spirit for us. What'd you?
Yeah, and then it was fun at the end of the night to get down off the stage.
Yeah.
One, because we were in a hall that has like the longest reverb of anywhere I've ever been. And so we're playing like all these like songs, the full drummer, and it was like so awesome. It was like, you know, if you understand how reverb works, it gets really like kind of crazy and loud and fun. But anyway, one thing that a room like that is made to do is like if you're acoustic and you're just singing, or if you're playing piano, like it becomes beautiful. And so, and then I'm like, we're here with artsy, creative people. I bet most all of them can sing. And it was so cool because we're teaching them a song that I don't know that many of them knew, but they were catching on to it quick. And we were able to fill that room actually with just their own voices. And so I thought it was, we loved it. It was a really sweet way to end the night.